We're here live at the Man Cave 2.0 with one of the legendary DJs in Newark, New Jersey, DJ Punch. How you doing today, brother?
What's going on, brother Mustafa?
I appreciate you giving me this interview, brother, taking out your time and giving me the opportunity to interview such a legendary DJ. So,
hey, man.
With that being said, my brother, my first question to you is educate me. Educate me about the history of this DJ thing, going back to the 70s, Zanzibar, and all. Just get a brother education.
Okay, all right. Well, my family is into the music. My father played the drums, my uncle, congos, my cousin, they was in the big choir church, and they travel all over, man, singing and stuff. So, got music in my blood. So, we used to sneak on my pop's drum set, play it and everything like that, and just got the knack for the music. My uncle used to own a record shop downtown on Broad Street where the old Sensation was at, way back in the day. So go down there, my pops used to get the jazz records and stuff. My mom's get her style music, 8-track. So, you know, and that's it. Pop, jazz, mom, her music, and we all, you know, just soaked it in and everything. And I think my uncle, Sugar Lou, we call him Sugar Lou, he has a little system and everything, and he started, you know, messing around, and I just picked up on there, and before you know it, I'm playing. I'm playing, and then it just went on from me, my brothers, my cousin Flip, my brother Silver Fox, DJ Fool, Club 6, so we all just started playing, and before you know it, I'm in the clubs. Yeah, in the clubs. I believe my first club that I played in was Club Sensation. Yeah, Club Sensation. I mean, the real super club. You know, we back in the day we had the little club. You know, Alleganza, Chandelier, Club Cayenne. You know, they wasn't really the big clubs. So Sensation was the very first club that I ever played in, and Kelly gave me my shot. I did my little DJ tryout, got the job.
Beautiful.
And then from there, of course, you know, Zanzibar, my partner Shank, and we did Sensation. Zanzibar. But before we got to Zanzibar, we did Twin City Roller Ring. You remember that? So me and Shank, we did the Twin City Roller Ring, and then from there, that's when we got to Zanzibar.
Let me ask you this, brother. What is your take on the way that the club scene is going today? How you feel about that?
Well, we don't got no clubs.
Why is that?
Well, I think a lot of that got to do with the owners. The owners today are different than the owners back then. It's not about entertainment for the owners of today compared to the owners back then. The owners today is more what they want to make at the bar. You know, so of course the sound system is, you know, it's just crappy. You know, you got a so-called bar lounge where they got 2 or 3 bars up in there and a little tiny dance floor. So it ain't about, for them, it ain't about entertainment. You can't bring no artists, you can't bring no good top quality DJ or anything like that. So the problem is we don't have no more super clubs. So when you got DJs today who's playing the new music, the people can't relate to it because the bar or the lounge is not playing the music that we playing. So they don't know it. They stuck on, you know, whatever is being played in the bar. And everything. So that's the problem. Far as in Newark, in Jersey, not saying in New York and, you know, California and anything, but just in Jersey alone, we don't got no more big super clubs no more.
What is going on with I'm gonna just put it out there, the ego of these DJs today? Because back when I was coming up, you know, with Naeem and yourself, and Hutch and all of them.
Right.
It was about the love of the music,
Right.
the love of the people. The DJs used to come before they play and dance on the floor with the crowds.
Right,
What's going on? What's going on, brother?
I'm about to do a Donald Trump here. I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want to get certain people upset. But like you said, in our era, me, Naeem, Tony Humphrey, Hippie, Paul Scott, Stephon Johnson, the list is long. Back then, we played, like you said, for the love of the music, and I was taught to read the crowd. When the crowd come in, you fill them out. You fill them out, and you play certain type of music just to see where, they going and stuff like that. So if you playing a certain style of music, I'm gonna say, some classics. And if they flowing with the classic, then you take them on that ride. And then once you take them on that ride, and then you just take them someplace else. The DJs today is like how you feed a baby. Instead of you spoon feeding the baby, you forcing the food. And that's what they doing. They forcing the music to the people. And they don't want to be forced. And my old saying, what I say now, this is 2016, let's get that good, is I like the tribal, I like the Afro, but I can't listen to someone who gonna play it for 3, 4, 5 hours. So my old saying is, you better bring your umbrella, because after they finish, it's gonna be a rain dance. Because they play so much tribal and Afro, like, with the Indian, woo, 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 and, it gonna rain. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was taught you got to think like the customer. Like, if you go into the club, and this was told to me and Shank by Mal Berger, who owned the Lincoln Motel and Zanzibar and all that stuff. He said, you got to think like a customer. So, if you was going to a club, and they charging $20, and you standing outside, and you somehow you're going to be saying, well, I hope I get my money's worth, because what's going on, who's playing, what kind of artists they got, what show, and all that stuff like that. So you got to think like the customer. Now you got these DJs who comes along, think they just, I'm this, I'm that. You just started out on a laptop, never touched a turntable or a vinyl in your life, but you the baddest DJ. Then you known for blowing equipment. You blowing speakers catching on fire, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, what is the fab with that? Do people think that it's a hip thing to blow out the equipment? Do they think that's a two questions? I'm gonna ask you 2 quick questions. The first question is that how do a DJ? You have 5 DJs lined up at one club to play one night. And out of those 5 DJs, you might get 2 to 3 different records from one DJ.
Right.
Everybody playing the same thing.
Right.
That's the first question.
Okay.
The second question is, what the hell is going on with people blowing tweeters, blowing system? It was about making the system sound good, not tearing it up.
All right, the first question, going back in the day, when we played, it was at least only about 2 DJs. You had the opening DJ, you had the DJ that gonna end it off. When we went to Zanzibar, you had Gerald T playing downstairs, and then boom, you go upstairs, Tony Humphrey or T. Scott Lad Patterson playing. And they played for the whole 8, 10, 12 hours. Now you got DJs now, they got a lineup of 5 and 6 DJs, and they playing an hour or an hour and a half. And what they don't realize is, when you listen to one DJ, now he trying to get in his flow. Now let's say by the time he get in his flow, then the second DJ come in. Now he don't took the people out of the first DJ who played out of the flow. So the people is like, okay, now they got to start all over again to try to get back into whatever like that. Then, it's just the style of the music that they playing is like, okay, we went to the garage and Xander was like, Tony and them, they took us to a journey in their music. You know what I'm saying? You like, wow, yo, he went from here and went from there, and yo, I'm feeling him.
Absolutely.
But the DJs today, you can't say that about the DJs today, because you like, yo, where the hell you going? You know, and then to top it off, then you on a crappy sound system. And we was taught, okay, and this is for the DJs. Listen, when you have a sound system, okay, you gotta hear the definition of the sound that's coming out of the sound system, the speakers, the tweeters, the horns, the mid-range, the mid-bass, the sub. You got these cats who just buy the equipment, plug it up, and everything just come straight out. And then you're not listening to say, yo, that's too loud, or this speaker is plucking. Why the horn sounding like that? They just constantly just playing. And then they just turning it up. I mean, I seen speakers actually catching on fire. Smoke coming out of right now they got speakers that they got a light bulb this big inside the speaker. What I never heard of that.
JBL doing that.
I'm like, yo, what the heck? I did a friend of mine speakers. He had the Yorkville, because, you know, I do sound, build speakers. I got builders, and we build speakers and all that and everything. And he wanted me to redo his speakers, so he had the Yorkvilles. Open them up, and I seen a big ass light bulb. You know the light bulb that go up under your vent in the stove?
Yes.
A light bulb. I'm like, what the hell is this? With 3 or 4 crossovers up in there. I'm like, yo, this is how they doing speakers? So, you know, just saying that is like the DJs don't have no respect, and they don't know nothing about sound. So, you know, the word, oh, Punch don't want nobody to play on this stuff. No, because you're not coming on and blowing my equipment. I got JBLs, you know, the JBLs and the Taz and the Altex and all that. Them diaphragms is $200 if you blow them, you know. Then I gotta hear you know, oh well, wasn't me. I gotta hear all these excuses. Nah,
I totally agree. Like, I've been to a couple of clubs, you know, not calling any type of club out, but I've just been to a couple of clubs, and I've noticed that there are DJs that have great playing ability, but they have no control. And what I mean by control is they have no control of the sound system. You know, because you can play good don't mean that. Well, let me put it this way: just because you can mix 2 records don't mean they go together.
Right.
And my thing is to you, as an older DJ and an experienced DJ and one of the legendary DJs, what can we do to get everybody together and maybe just educate people about the music in general, about the system in general? You know, do you think that's possible, or we on an ego trip and it'll never happen?
Well, if you're going to deal with the DJs of today, it ain't going to happen. We got to grab the new generation DJs.
But we can't grab them because they're too busy on controllers.
Well, I mean, it's more where they have to, somebody have to go to these younger DJs and say, hey man, what you doing? I'm not saying that it's bad, but you need to come with me and check this out. That's just like,
I agree.
If I came to you and say, hey, listen man, I found a couple of young DJs, you know, is it all right to have them come over here to see your stuff? Because, you know, you got those schools. Or bring them over to my cousin Fu at Club 6. You know what I'm saying? So they can see and everything. And then try to, you know the history of it. And then let them make their decision from there. Now, if they show interest, now we got it.
I agree 100%. Because my thing is that, so I can clarify to everybody so they won't be hollering and screaming. I don't care what you play on. You can play on a laptop, you can play on a computer, you can play on controllers, CDJs. I really don't care.
Right.
But my thing is that I feel that every DJ should be able to put his hand on a set of turntables and play on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it does something. It gives you a bass. It's like building a house.
Right.
You might be able to build a house, but if you don't know how to lay the foundation, it's gonna fall.
Right.
It's gonna fall for sure.
Right.
So I don't care what you play with, but I think that every DJ should at least once in a lifetime touch some vinyl and own some vinyl.
Right.
You know, to have the pure appreciation of music. With that being said, what did you feel about this digital music today? Because I you know, me, you know, because I play also, but my thing is that I have thousands and thousands of digital songs that I listen to, and I find myself on a regular basis when I'm in here by myself playing vinyl, because I just can't do the digital thing. Some of it sound good, some of it sound crazy, some of it it's just all over the place.
Right.
In your opinion, what do you feel? What do you feel? You know, maybe you can check me in my statement that I just made. But
well, it's pretty much the same thing what you're saying. I think if you get into production, you know, which we both do. You know, I do my production and everything. And if you go into a studio and they happen to have someone who can play a bass or guitar live, or play the piano live, or play the drum live, and you can hear that, and then turn around and then listen to the digital, then you're going to say, wow, that don't sound like what I just heard with somebody playing a live bass line compared to what you're hearing on the digital and everything like that. Because we all know analog with live is a warm sound compared to the digital, which give you that high pitch and it take away all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then when you playing, like you said, when you playing the vinyl, it just having that hands on. You know, you just touching it. And then playing, and I don't seen this throughout my years, when the Serato and all that came out, you had customers, people who at a party, and they said, he playing off a laptop? They feel like they're getting cheated. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if they're going to pay their money, I know for me as a customer, if I'm going to pay my money, I want to see this man work. You know, I mean, if I see him up there touching the turntables and, you know, and everything, and he's not on a computer, which a lot of the DJs, they don't look at the crowd. Their eyes are stuck on the laptop. They like, you know, they look down every once in a while, but they glue to that screen. Not looking at the dance floor to see how your crowd is responding. I've been at plenty of clubs and said that my boy Kevin Hedges from Blaze, we was at a club downtown, Newark. We sitting there, you know, we talking like me and you talking, and the DJ that opened up before him was playing off the Serato and all that stuff. And he said, Punch, look. And I looked, and we looked at him for about a good 10 minutes, and he did not take his eye off the laptop. And then we looking at the dance floor and saying, ain't nobody dancing. And instead of him looking on the dance floor to see what the people doing, his eyes glued to that screen. So I think that's what's also messing up.
Again,
the DJ.
What you said in the first question I asked you, not reading the crowd.
Right. So
he didn't even know he didn't have a crowd, huh?
Because his eye was just glued on that laptop. Now, from us growing up, okay, and the way we was taught, you know, we looking at the crowd, I can tell if the crowd is kind of slipping or is either going to be gathering or they drifting out a little bit. Now, if they drifting out, doesn't mean that they not really feeling you playing. It's just some people is just getting off to go maybe do, you know, get a drink or go to the bathroom, whatever like that. But at the same time, you still doing what you're doing. Now, if your dance floor clear, now you're doing something wrong. Now you're doing something wrong. So now you got to try to figure that out. But by them looking at that laptop, brother, that irks me.
Okay, down to the last question, brother Punch. What would you like to say to the club community, the patrons, the DJs, the up and coming DJs? Because there's a lot of up and coming DJs that have a boatload of talent. Just need a little bit of guidance or whatever the case may be. What would be your advice to them as one of the old legendary DJs? What would you say to them?
I say is to one day, if it's me, Naeem, Hippie, Louis Vega, Tony Humphrey, Timmy Redford, Joe Cassell, these are DJs that I think if you go listen to them, you will learn something. Instead of these new cats, because they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? They come on the scene and they got a couple people in their ear saying, yeah, man, you this, you that, and they think they the great DJ of whatever. No. You got to go listen to these cats, which, like, what's this? This is, we in March the 20th, 2016, we're going to check out Timmy Redford and Joe Cassell for the shelter party.
Oh, where it's going to be? I want to go.
Yeah, at Stage 48 in New York City. Yes, so we definitely going to that one.
Yes, we will be there.
So now, me, I'm not nobody like, well, I ain't going to listen to them. I'm not big on myself. I'm still learning. If I go listen to Timmy or Joe or Louie and all them, I'm always learning something from them. You know, if it's how the way they blend certain records. And now that, you know, I'm doing production, all of them is doing production, especially Louie. Louie is the man. You know, my boy Josh from Blaze. The production that they doing is just incredible. So when I hear the stuff that Louie playing on the production wise, I'm learning.
But I also hear your stuff and you blazing too. Now you're not far behind on that production thing yourself. Yeah. You're known to you're out there. Yeah. You're out there with, you know, promoting your own music and remixing your own tracks.
Right. But saying that is for me still listening to cats like Louie, Tony, and Timmy and Joe and them, you know, that is making me sound better with my production and also, you know, as far as me still mixing. I still play on my turntable. You know, I still got my turntable. So in order for me to keep my skill, as far as mixing wise, I still play on vinyl. So if you got your skills tight on turntables, vinyl, CDs, or what, I mean, you can put anything in front of me. I'm a play on it. You can put a dual CD player in front of me. I will play on it. Okay? Because I'm still touching my vinyl.
Exactly.
You know, I'm still touching that. So that's my advice to the younger DJs that's coming out. Go listen to those cats that I named, and trust me, you're gonna be totally amazed. You know, and if you can't listen to them live, you can listen to my boy Kevin Heads from Blaze and Louis Vega on BLS on Fridays. Listen to them and they get it in.
DJ Punch.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for this interview. It was my pleasure. I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to, you know, and even gave me the love to even allow me to give you this interview, brother. And I thank you very much for that.
You're welcome, my brother. Anytime. You know how we do.